Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to the video. First off, I really appreciate your patience for this one because I've had them for quite a long time. So I'll make sure to include an outdoor test this time too. And today we'll be talking about the Jordan Luka 3. So retail price is set at 130 US dollars. This is shoe number 3 for Luka Doncic by Jordan Brand. The hype slowly dies down. These colorways so far are kind of meh, but I still have a generally positive opinion towards the Luka line. The 3 here, I can almost say that it might cater more to the slower players. I'll explain what I mean by that as we go over the performance aspects. The silhouette is inspired by cars. Since they didn't specify which car, I would just assume that it's a garbage truck. I mean, this does not look like a fine vintage or modern race car. Maybe it's because I've seen a friend of mine getting the FE 2.5 from the knockoff Jordan brand. QD Sports, that's what they're called now. The Chinese brand that signed Keldon Johnson. They made a shoe that's kind of like a doppelganger of the Luka 3. Also race car inspired, but that design is way more slick and comfort is right up there too. Probably goes for about half the price. Oh, and speaking about prices, look out for a bunch of Luka 2 colorways on sale at the Nike outlets, clearance stores, Foot Locker, Digs, you know the drill. Anyways, our protagonist is the Luka 3 today, and here's pretty much all you need to know about them. As to how the Luka 3 performs on the court, cushion's not bad, like decent I would say. Similar to the Luka 2, they will feel quite stiff at first. Over time, the midsole softens up a little bit, but you won't get a loaded feeling underneath. The setup is different from the previous Luka shoes. This time they're using a full-length Cushlon 3.0 foam. Soft enough, it transitions very fluently from front to back. In that aspect alone, it feels smoother than the 1 and 2 actually. No more Formula 23 foam. Now that we look back at it, it's more of a failed experiment to me. So cushion here, I'd say it's satisfactory. The heel presses down nicely, but it's not a super bouncy shoe by any standard. Average weight, 415 grams for a size 10.5. To be honest, it isn't a very lightweight shoe that gives you tremendous speed, so it felt a little bit heavier than what the numbers show on the scale. Again, that's why it really feels like a shoe made for someone like Luka. Traction is really good. For all this time playing in this shoe, I've never had any issues getting to a hard stop on any court condition. Clean or dusty, indoor or outdoor. Surprisingly, not even a small incidence of me slipping. So that was impressive. They put a multi-directional herringbone pattern. It's all curved, looks like a leaf altogether. I believe it's supposed to mimic tire spinning because it's all about cars, right? On this colorway, it's got a translucent core with like solid rubber trims on the exterior. I do have to clarify that I bought mine during my trip to China back in like July. So the release over there comes in an XDR version with extra durable rubber. So it might be a little bit different depending on where you are. It might look like it picks up a lot of dust. Well, it does, but performance and durability are up there. I've held the pair sold here in North America in store. Honestly, the rubber feels pretty much exactly the same. Quite sturdy, so outdoor use, you should be good to go. Dust does accumulate on the bottom, but grip is not affected. Wiping occasionally is more than enough. Yeah, great traction, will hold up well over time. With the fit, standard true to size fit on the Luka 3. Pretty straightforward here, nothing too special to know. Some Jordan brand hoop shoes in the past year or two, I had to size down, if anything. Tatum 2, why not 0.6? Jordan 38 low, I feel like you would benefit from sizing down too. Luka 3 is true to size, with average length and standard width. Not much heel slippage, only a tiny bit of dead space up front in the toe box. They are pretty rifle friendly. Very narrow feet, you probably want to size down to be safe. Moving on to the material, I don't know if this makes sense. It gave me sort of a cheap comfort. Like the molded upper doesn't feel premium or anything plush. Soft to the touch, nope. However, it is generally cozy. Like there's no pinching or discomfort anywhere. Compared to the Luka 1 and 2, this was much easier to break in for me as well. On a white colorway like this, the upper will get dirty pretty easily. Hard to clean or maintain over the long term. So I guess keep that in mind if you really care about it. I noticed some slight yellowing on the molded part where the lines are, only under certain lighting. The ISO plate does feel pretty firm. Together with the outrigger shape, they do better in improving the stability than adding more springiness to your movements. For the same reason, the toe box might be flexible, but moving towards the midfoot area, it's very rigid. So it's not a shoe that you can easily bend or fold in half. So that's great. Breathability is okay, not the best, but at least they show some effort by doing a small cutoff on the medial side. Even though it doesn't look like a big deal, this ensures that you don't get an entire outer shell slapped right on top of your feet. It feels spongy over there. I just thought that if they put like a mesh window with some ventilation holes down there, that could have been better. On lateral movements, my feet were contained very nicely and securely inside. My extremely flat feet weren't sliding out too much or protruding out to the side, anything like that. Quite comfy and stable. Design-wise, I've mentioned how I feel about them already. Quite bulky, seems chunky. Materials feel cheap. There's no part of it that has a premium touch. But that's been the case on the Tatums, Lukas, Zions. Hard to applaud their efforts. I mean, they signed the right players, but as signature shoes, a lot of aspects are simply lacking. Also the white knot line, which I said 2 years ago was going to be discontinued. Some people thought I was making it up. I miss the white knots. I'd be down for more Westbrook shoes. White knot 0.6 was solid and unique. Luka 3, aside from his logo on the tongue at the back, it's essentially a Team Jordan. The car inspiration, like I see it. The lines on the back, lines on the upper, I'm guessing that might be meant as a racetrack. Is it visually appealing? I'll let you be the judge. We all have different tastes. Overall, I think the Luka 3 is decent. Could be great for spot-up shooters. Could be the one for those who don't move much on the court, or those who play at a slower pace and can manage your speed well. All fancy words for being lazy. Comparing it to the Luka 1 and 2, I don't know, the 2 is technically the stiffest version, especially in the beginning, but I just somehow enjoyed it more. Containment, stability, buff cushion from the 1. 3 is nice too, but it's more of a sloppy kind of nice. Among Nike and Jordan Brand's current products, not as good as the Sabrina 2, LeBron's, KD's, right around the same level of performance as the Freak 6 to me. Fairly easy to use. Traction is for sure good to go. Simple setup, but gets the job done. Borderline A tier, but more of an 8-. That would be my personal assessment. Now, I think some of you might have played in these already, so please feel free to share your experience or how you feel about the Luka 3 in the comments. If you're still hesitating, talk to me as well. I'll see you around in the clearance store. Find me in the size 10, 10.5, 11 section, or just follow the sound of someone burping. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next one.